Jess, this is gonna be so good, dude.
Yeah.
I know it's freaky, but it's gonna blow your mind.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Should I take off my shirt?
Yeah, just lay on the massage table.
Okay.
This is Julia.
Bye.
If you put your hands by your side. Third eye. Heart. Where are you, Jesse? Come back.
Okay.
Dude, how you doing? You're back. That was crazy. Yeah.
Thor, could you play us something?
Yeah.
Tengo 5 segundos para salir de hoy. Activo botones de piedra cargados con la luz del sol. Camina a ver el pecado, a ver identificación. ¿Quién soy
So that's sort of the prequel of one of the pieces of what's to come. So this is an introduction to one of the characters, and there's a couple other that we made as well. And then you get into this story, which comes next. And we're going to try to do some sort of a PowerPoint presentation, if you will, of the
We
of
can
the
tell them a
reading.
little bit about
Yeah,
for people
while I
who
get
don't.
this set up.
So this is a Shadow Healer, and it came out in 4 different issues, and the last one no one's seen yet, so we put it out together as a book. And we were calling it Texas New Age Noir, and it's without spoiling too much of the storyline, it starts in Austin, and it's about a guy named Jesse who has an accident and goes to West Texas and is on, meets a healer and all this stuff there. And then he has a very spiritual journey back to hell. And this is kind of a pivotal scene in one of the first ones. This is actually what sets Jesse on his journey. And we're going to ask Rebecca to read one of the characters with us, if you don't mind.
Okay.
We had it's just a very short scene, and it shows you the panels and just gives you a little bit of a taste of what graphic novel is like.
Why should I stay?
You can stay there.
Once I get up there, you can
It's
just press.
there.
And then
Yeah.
after, you can wait.
It's supposed to be done. Hold on, I'll press.
This will be a breeze.
Yeah, you got this. No problem.
You look good.
I look like my father.
You look great. So you're cool with this?
Absolutely.
I wouldn't want you to jump if you didn't feel safe, you know?
Nah, it's deep there. I won't hit anything.
Totally. People do this all the time. Thank you so much, Jesse. You're going to be great.
Sue, can I get a little direction over here? You want me to zoom on him while he's falling, right?
I want you to be in his POV. Stand right behind him when he jumps and zoom in on his body as his body falls. Try not to get his face. He's Wes's stunt double, you know.
Okay, I think I can do that.
Jesse, I'm really glad you're part of this project.
Thanks.
The actor you're the stunt double for said he would do this jump, but he never would. You should have at least been here today. Nobody's getting paid on this project, just so you know.
What?
Don't worry, I'm going to try to pay you, I promise. I'm just saying that we don't have much, and we'll never make any money out of this.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a pivotal scene, Jesse.
I'm ready.
Don't you want to know the backstory?
Not really. I just need to jump, right?
Yeah. Okay, Mitch, you ready?
I think so. You want me to start rolling?
Yes. And action. Okay, Jesse, we're rolling.
Shit. I
What?
missed it. Oh, I missed it.
What?
I lost him at the end.
Seriously? Let me see. Okay, so we don't have another dry suit. We're going to get the shot this time.
No problem. I can do this all day.
Just be screaming. Just lie still, Jesse. Don't move. Well, that's kind of one of the opening scenes that we see. It takes place in Austin, and then it's a little crazy after that. So,
There were a lot of people involved in this, which is one of the reasons why it took a long time, but also why it was really amazing. This piece of art was done by Abby Daniel, she works at Bearded Lady, and Chrissy Pajalik did the wardrobe and all the costuming for the shorts that we did. Jules Buck-Jones did the cover on this. We had lots of great artists. Although, strangely, the person who did all of the illustrations for this, I've never met him in person. He is a Polish guy who I met on the internet. Or actually, I met him through a very strange circumstances on a Craigslist ad in Austin, a local Craigslist ad that led me to this woman who represented this guy. And he lives in England, and we have a great internet relationship that's gone on for a couple of years now, but never actually talked with him. I know what he looks like, but only from a glamour shot.
yeah, only with sunglasses on. He seems to only wear Ray-Bans all the time, so he's very mysterious. But he can draw, so it's good.
Yeah, it was a great working relationship. All right, well, we're expecting 2 other readers, and they may show up at any minute, but I don't know where they are. One of them just called me a second ago. Let me listen to his voicemail and see how far away he is, and I will inform you.
Does anyone have any questions about, like, you've read the graphic novel? Yeah?
I haven't read it. You said it's 4 parts?
It's 4
You
parts.
originally published 3 individual comics, I guess, and then the 4th one you put together with the original 3, and that's what that is.
Yeah.
Oh, great, okay.
And kind of split them off in terms of one starts in Austin, and then they go to the Buffalo Ranch in West Texas, and then back to Austin.
Yeah, so if you'd like a copy of it, we have a few tonight. This is obvious, well, not obviously, but it is a short run. We haven't made too many of these, so if you're interested, this is a good time to get them. I just got word that Zach thinks he's 5 minutes away, so that could be meaningful. I wish this turned out to be a terrible night for travel, but that's what happens sometimes, I suppose.
But it's good to be able to talk about the book a little bit more. Yes.
So what was the process? Like, how do you guys write together when you're writing panel by panel and drive by character? And how does that happen?
Well, I always tell this story because when we first met about, I write screenplays, when we first met about the script, Morgan told me the whole script, and I said, "Oh, that sounds great. Let me take a look at it." He's like, "No, it's all in my head." But he'd been carrying around a whole script in his head, which is, people don't normally do that. So it was really an interesting process. And then, so the script came first, and then shortly after that, it became a graphic novel. And what was different about that process too is the artist. I mean, he really storyboarded a lot of it too, and he really captured Austin. For someone who's never been to Austin, I mean, it's really kind of amazing to see. And when I first saw the first issue, this is based on a character, friend Jesse is a character in it, and he drew a character that looks like Jesse. And I thought he'd never seen him. I was like, it's amazing. You know, he looks just like him.
But he made him Polish.
Yeah, he made him Polish.
which I think is awesome. But also speaking to the collaboration, because even though the initial impetus came from me, this was really a collaboration. Like there are pieces, we would split up scenes when we were writing it. We would pass things back and forth to each other and be like, this is what's working and what's not. And the drawings really influenced the way that we did the work as well, because of the nature of a graphic novel where you have these bubbles that you can take or leave. And we could send our input back to him and be like, nah, this drawing doesn't look right. Some of the action, he wouldn't show the action. And you're like, you gotta show this happening here, and then he'd fix that or whatever. But that informed us as well. And I hear, when I read certain lines, I'm like, oh, that's Karen's. She definitely did that one. Or this scene was mine. We split it up in ways that that really changed the story for me. I mean, I feel like it was it definitely was a collaboration as far as it went for me.
And also I would say just visually interpreting things, there's, one of the characters is a sexual healer, as they are. But she, and just seeing kind of when you first wrote that scene and how it was described, when it turned into the novel, I mean, it looked really different, but it felt really right. I think that's kind of one of the interesting things about something that takes a while, has different shapes, and when it does become, I mean, that's true about the editing for the panels, because it really makes you realize what dialogue is essential and what is just me waxing, poetic. And so it's just the practice of it. It makes you really be economical and think about things in a different way. So this has a lot of these offshoots that came from this original script that oddly enough was never finished, but then all these other little things grew out of it. So it kind of became what it was supposed to be in different ways. So.
Yeah.
So the graphic novel is even more terse than the screen.
Yeah, and different. There's different. Just because you're writing to, you have to make the bubbles work and the panels work in a way that's engaging. But yeah, so I had never done one before, so it was a different animal. And what is funny in a script is not always funny in a graphic novel, which is yeah. And so you have to up the funny, I think.
Yeah. There's also on the front, it's in the front inside, it has links to all the movies too. So you can kind of see how that grew there. I will say that doing it serially, which was also a part of the plan all along, because we could be like, okay, we're going to do this first issue and send that off to Chris to do the illustrations, or here's the first 20 pages or so, that also allowed us to revise things in ways that I think never would have otherwise, like as a screenplay, because it's like that's such a one piece, and this is like 4 sort of episodes, shorter episodes that we were kind of able to.
And it's funny to look at this, just looking at, opening up the first one, kind of the Austin that is in here is really an Austin that's disappearing.
Yeah, it's gone.
And so it's interesting just to see this house party. It's like, oh, yeah, that is going away. So it's nice to kind of capture and have people we know who are in it in one, you know, whether really represented or, you know, just you see them in some. It's nice.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anybody else? Right. Well,
I guess if you guys want to hang out for 5 minutes, you can do that and give these guys the benefit of the doubt. Clearly.
Zach,
Okay.
yeah, Zach is a great reader, so I think
And
he's worth.
he will be here, but he'll probably be feeling pretty crazy, would be my guess. But that could be good. That could be good. It's been good before. And I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we could just take